Hey guys, it's kawaiisweetworld, and today we're making these Line mini cakes. Line is basically a Japanese messaging app, and they have these cute little characters. This is also a collab that I'm doing with some other YouTubers, so make sure you stick around until the end to watch their videos as well. In the meantime, let's get started. To make our cakes, I'm just using a box of white cake. You could also use a pound cake and that would work great as well. So just go ahead and prepare your cake mix. Add in your egg whites, oil, and water. And then just mix everything together. And to make our cakes, I'm using this mini cake pan that I got from Sur La Table. It basically bakes little 3-inch cakes. You could also just make a regular cake and then cut it out with a cookie cutter afterwards. Now just go ahead and scoop your batter into your cake pan. Make sure your pan is greased, of course. And you want to fill it about 2/3 of the way full. I overfilled these on purpose so that I could level off the tops later. So just tap out the air bubbles and bake at 350 for about 20 minutes. Now we're just going to level off the tops using a serrated knife. Be careful not to scratch your pan though. This will make a nice flat surface for the base of our cake. Then I'm going to pop these out onto a cooling rack. Now I'm going to cut up one of the cakes to make the ears for Coney and Brown. I'm starting off with Coney, and you can get this template in the description box below. Go ahead and cut it out and make sure not to cut your fingers. And you can set those aside. Then I'm using a round cookie cutter to cut out Brown's ears. Just like this. As you can see, the white cake I used for this was really light, so a pound cake would work great for this as well. It would be much easier to cut. And of course you can eat the scraps. Now I'm just going to attach the ears onto the bear using some white icing. And of course, don't forget Coney. Now I'm just going to apply a thin layer of frosting to our cakes. This is going to be a creme coat and kind of act as a glue to our fondant. Speaking of fondant, we're going to roll out some white fondant now for Coney and Moon. Make sure this is about 1/8 of an inch thick. And then I'm just going to lay it on top of our round cake for Moon. Then I'm just smoothing out the fondant and taking off the excess. And I'm going to repeat this for Coney as well. This one's actually a little bit more difficult because of the ears, but just be gentle so you don't rip the fondant. And I'm using a pizza cutter to cut off the excess. Now I'm going to roll out some brown fondant for our bear. And I'm just going to lay this over the cake just the same way we did the other ones. Don't worry about the powdered sugar, we can wipe this off afterwards. So cut off the excess first. And then I'm using a damp paper towel to wipe off the powdered sugar. And this gives it a little bit of a shine as well too, which is kind of cool. And now for his mouth, I'm adding on an oval of tan fondant. And then I'm taking some black icing to pipe on his mouth. It's basically an upside down Y shape. And sorry you can see my head in the shot there. And then add a dot at the top. As you can see, I've marked out where the eye should be with a toothpick, and I'm using some black icing to fill in the eyes. And that is it for Brown. Moving on to Coney, I'm adding on her eyes first. Then a little line for her nose or mouth, I'm not really sure what part it is. The mouth is just a D shape. And then the nose is an oval. Do your best with this. As you can see, it's a little bit tricky since you have to leave the oval hollow. And if you mess up like I did here, you can just take a toothpick and smooth the nose out a little bit. Then I'm taking some pink frosting to fill in the mouth. I'm also piping on some cheeks. And then I cut the tip of the bag a little bit wider so I could pipe on the ears. For Moon, I'm going to start out with the eyes, which are these little crow's feet shapes. And I'm going to add on a U for the nose. And the mouth is one long curved line. And you can see Moon is super cute. And that's it. These line character cakes are so adorable and they're really fun to make too. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to check out everyone else's videos as well, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye everyone!